What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today, we're doing another APAC VOD review. I don't know, it's just been so fun watching APAC recently, and one of my favorite APAC players to watch did very, very well in APAC Tacticians Cup Day 2. Jazlatte won out on the day, 41 points. Look at these. Very, very nice scores. Only one bot 4 on the day and a fifth, but 3-5, 1-1, 2-1. So I thought, you know what, we gotta watch Jazlatte. And he actually played a comp that I'm really interested in kind of studying up on. One that, and honestly, we check. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about Academy items because I spoiled myself on what comp it is, so I know what comp he's playing. So let's just pretend that Academy items don't matter. Pretend it's the worst Academy item setup of all time. But yeah, Jazlatte played this comp that I really don't completely understand at this point. I'll talk about it more when we get the kind of direction to get there. Bring in some statistics, some visual aids. So yeah, let's hopefully get into it. I think they're all readying up here. I mean, I control the video, so I can just speed it up here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy. All right. Start off here with a Zyra. We also pick up this Renata. We have this Trundle as well. Holding on to the Bruisers here. I feel like the priority as far as early game units to hold these days. Sorks feel really good. Bruisers feel really good. He's putting Darius in Planner for whatever reason. I imagine, yeah, we're going to sell this, pick these guys up, leave poor Violet on her own there in the shop because nobody likes Violet anymore, sadly. So yeah, hold on to the Singed here. Hold on to the Vex here. And you can already start to see YBO1 holding some pieces of what this comp will end up being. You know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what comp we're thinking about playing this game. But what I'm really interested about is, okay, so we pick up Renata pair there. We have these Visionaries here. We have fantastic items to play Renata reroll. So why am I such a hater? Well, Renata reroll got nerfed pretty hard this patch. Renata Sentinels in general. If you look at stats, these are 3-star average placements, and you roll down to 2 costs. You see Renata Glask, the second worst 2 cost to 3-star in the game. Singed, very middle of the pack here. Morgana all the way at the bottom. Vex, you know, next to Singed. These do not look like great units to reroll statistically. And then if you go into comps and you pull up something like a Renata Glask reroll, you can see Visionary, Renata, and Singed 4.71 AVP. The comp, stats-wise, sucks, but I've seen a lot of people play it to success, so I kind of wanted to analyze, you know, Jazlatte playing around it and figure out, like, what really makes this comp tick? Because we roll over the Visionaries augment there, Jazlatte really looking at this shop glitch here, or maybe the other, like, reroll-oriented augment, but I think the first piece of this that makes a lot of sense to me, and when I've seen this comp do well, I've seen this be pretty consistent, is picking up an econ augment or some augment that allows you to hit faster. Because I was watching Tacticians Cup in NA the other day, and there was another player who actually did really, really well in the lobby with this comp. And they also took Starry Night in this spot. So similar kind of idea, right? Another augment that allows you to just speed up your econ and you know, just get to this board faster. Because that's the first piece of it. I think this is a board where nowadays you can't just live with hitting everything like very, very late because the board cap's a lot lower. You know, this is Singed has been nerfed and then nerfed again in this comp. Renata has been nerfed. So a lot of these pieces have been hit pretty hard. So you need to hit the board faster than other people, I would say. So that's part one of this board. Part two, I don't know. I took a peek at the items that Mr. Latte ended up building this game. We'll see. It's quite interesting here. Pick up the Draven here. This is actually another kind of cool piece of this. He actually fits Draven in here for Conqueror. Not just going to play the default version of this board where he's just going to add more Visionaries and Sentinels on the board. He's got Visionary 1, Sentinel 1 in. So why not fit the Draven here? We can always still make 10 gold even if we lose. And hey, maybe we find a world where we get to 10 stacks. I would be quite surprised if we make it to 35, but I mean, with the Renata 2-star, we might, you know, very well be able to make it to 10 stacks. Oh yeah, and I guess the other piece of context for this is I tried playing this in one of my games the other day. I finally got a chance to like sit down, grind out some games, tried playing Renata reroll. I was the most illegal spot of all time. I had like Turbo Bis, and I just went like the fastest 5th of my life, I think. It was kind of a slow 5th. But yeah, here's the first sadness for Jazlatte. Gets denied the Nashor's Tooth here. Gonna pick up a tier to look for the Archangels, the kind of very, you know, solid extra, you know, secondary item that you can go. I mean, honestly, almost primary item in this comp. Archangels, so good with Renata. If you're not familiar, the common bis in this comp is Nashor's, Shojin, and Archangels. The idea being Nashor, Shojin help you cast a lot with Visionaries, and then Archangels helps you do extra damage by the time that the fight gets really, really long, and also continue to shield up. Units like Renata Renata, who part of their ability is utility, tend to really like just raw AP because, you know, like think about something like a Jeweled Gauntlet on Renata. The stats don't look that great on her. You know, it's like if you have to build it, you will. But the stats don't look that great on it because part of Renata's ability is shielding. You can't crit on a shield. You can crit on, you know, big damage abilities. That's why, you know, units whose ability is like solely damage are usually the ones that that you want to build JG on. Also, I kind of love how Jazlatte's been positioning here. I wonder when he's going to move over to the kind of like circular positioning. Also, this is, wow, I didn't even know. I mean, like I said, I haven't obviously, you know, looked over this entire VOD yet, but we fight Castle God here. Look at Castle God's spot, and Jazlatte's staring at it like, oh, what have I done? He has a Morgana 3 from Worth the Wait, and he's also holding onto Renata and other stuff. Now, it doesn't really make sense for him to roll it down, but this does mean that we are basically not going to be able to get a Renata or a Morgana 3 this game, which is really, really scary. Now, the upside that I haven't talked about so far is that we do have a decent number of Renatas. 4 Renatas by 2/6 is really, really nice, and we have the shop glitch coming up here, so I think you can be happy about that. But yeah, let's see the shop glitch here. Another Renata, 5 Renatas. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. The VOD glitched out. I guess I'm going to edit that portion out. Imagine if I didn't edit that portion out. I mean, that would be very par for the course for me. But I will have to probably do a tiny bit of editing here. That's fine. I'll just use the stupid YouTube editor and it'll like render for like 10 hours, but it'll do it. That's all that matters. All right, we pick up the rest of our units here. So a pretty good shop glitch there. Our items here, really, really awkward here. So a few notes. One, Jazlatte is not going to roll here. He's already got a bunch of rolls in from Shop Glitch, so he's fine just sitting level 5 here, and he's even going to level for 5 Visionary, or 4 Visionary. The other piece of this is, what do you actually make in this position? You can't really kill this tier here into like Static Shiv because that gets rid of your Archangels. And then you have all these other tank items. You could, once again, like, you can't really make Adaptive Helm. Jazlatte makes what I would say is honestly just a genius slam in this spot, not something I ever would have thought of here. It makes the Quicksilver onto the Renata. So not only is this kind of an attack speed item replacement, you know, instead of Nashers we have Quicksilver here, but it's CC immunity on a unit that very, very often is getting CC'd. Late game, I feel like this comp struggles so much with getting CC'd by like Elises. You know, you fight into a Twitch board. This matchup feels like impossible, at least in the game that I played when I was playing this into Twitch boards, because they just have the Elise. She CC's your entire board, and then Twitch sits in the corner, goes boom, 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 and just kills everything. Augment here, so a few different options. I don't really like Glass Cannon very much. This little guy that gives you the stats, not the biggest fan of it. Here. I mean, I don't know. I think a Sentinel +1 is just pretty easy. Gives you the Rel 2 as well. Only downside to this is it's nothing right now. Like right now, all this augment did was give us a Rel 2. It's not 4 Sentinels in this spot. So it's actually a little tragic here. But we'll see. Hopefully, you know, we can get pushing levels eventually. I mean, the other thing about Jazlatte's spot, I mean, it really does not look that good to me. 4 Singes at this point, 3 Rels. The big thing is that we have 6 Renatas, which is really nice, and 86 HP, pretty healthy. But like, I would expect him to have more Singes at this point to like really feel like he's in a good spot here. Because yeah, we're losing fights, and reroll comps like this, you hate to lose stage 3 because we are going to get out capped later. Now we do still have the rerolls at the end of this stage to help us find everything, but wow, I mean, I gotta say, especially because we were forcible to Quicksilver. The other piece of this is, what do we go for as our next item here? Because you can make Archangels. It's an amazing item onto Renata. The problem with making Archangels, though, is then the only component we have left open here is a bow. And you really, I don't think, want to end up in the spot here where you're playing a stall comp with no tank items. That sounds quite horrible. So I don't know if Jazlatte is going to get out of this spot. I must say, I did VOD review this game. It's not an 8th, but I think if I was in this spot, I would be very afraid of just going bot 4 here. There is Renata with a chain here, and this, it gives you a slam in the Vow, maybe, but do you want to kill Tyr here? I'm really sitting back to learn here. I mean, if Jazlatte slams Titans and throws it on the front line, it'll be a bit crazy, but I can kind of understand it. Wow, wait, this is also really interesting. The quick level 6 in this spot, so he's almost, I need to look at some more VODs of this, of how Jazlatte plays this. But this is wild, just the fast 6 in this comp, because these days, right, Singe 3, much less of a tank. And like I said as well, if you take too long to get to this board, you're just going to die. So, you know, Singe 3 being hurt as a tank by the nerfs, Yeah, so Jazlatte is just going to say, and he's even going to, whoa, he just sold off a bunch of Irelias. He's going to say, I don't care about the one cost that much at this point. Vex is the only thing I'm going to look for. I'm going to still look for Singed-ish, but I don't care that much about Irelia, and obviously I don't care about Morgana, and this is the plan. The other big thing is this allowed us to spike the 4 Sentinel, which is obviously really big on this board because it's going to allow us to maybe win some of these fights, or at least not take bad losses, because we're on a 3-loss streak right here on a comp that hopefully should be spiking this stage. You know, this is a comp where you're supposed to win out stage 3, and we're losing every single fight down to 53 HP. I can't tell you how like I can't even, you know, like this game is like the pure opposite of watching that that YBY1 game where at 3-3 I was like, in my head I'm like, I can tell you how YBY1 wins this game. I cannot tell you how Jazlatte even top 4s this game in this spot. So I'm really intrigued to see where this game goes from here. We pick up. Okay, here's a nice thing here. We do hit a decent amount of tank items. Continue to roll. We do find Singe 3 as well on the level 6, so a pretty nice roll down, all things considered. Picking up Singe 3 here is just going to go fast level 7 here, actually, and fit the Rebel. Wow. And going to start making items. Makes the Gargoyle here. Makes Steadfast Heart, which I have to imagine he doesn't want on the same targets, and he is going to make the GS as well. Have to imagine this GS here is a good slam for now, but is going to migrate over to someone like a Vex 3 when we get to the Archangels, but we'll see here. Final augment here. I doubt it's gonna be Sisters. This one here where you duplicate a unit sounds kind of interesting in this comp. It is just another dummy. I wonder if you do take this cloning factory or whatever. Support Anvil can also be really solid in this comp, or not so solid, depends on what you hit. But yeah, okay, we do hit. Oh, what do you even want here? I mean, Virtue of the Martyr sounds like the only one that I would be at all open to taking. And yeah, he's going to move items to Singed over. So still, obviously, Singe 3 greater than a Rel 1 or Rel 2. But I am also really curious to see what happens item-wise when we get to Rel 3, because I know back in the day, you know, when this comp first exploded onto the meta, everybody was excited to itemize Singe 3 even over Rel 3 just because of the way that Singe damage reduction works. It's just so good with the shielding. I wonder now, after multiple nerfs to Singed, what YBY1 thinks are, not YBY1, what Jazlatte. Sorry, I'm still in YBY1 mode. I shouldn't have referenced him earlier, man. I messed myself up, but what Jazlatte thinks in this spot here about playing around, you know, a Singed versus a Rel 3. I don't know. We'll see. And I fully expect this tier to end up being an Archangels, but I mean, if he just Giga Chad holds the GS here, still 34 HP. Like, can anyone tell me how this game's not an 8th? This spot looks horrible to me. He is going to finally get the Archangels, so that's going to go onto the Renata Glask here, and we're going to move over the Giant Slayer, I would imagine. I mean, maybe he can build, I don't know. If he moves like Quicksilver here, I'm going to lose it. And he's going to roll a bit on current level, on level 7, until he picks up 6 Sentinel, and boom, that's just going to be the board. He just wanted to roll for 6 Sentinel, and for odds on finding... Whoa, what is this? I mean, yeah, I think this makes sense. I'm not really sure why he Virtue of the Martyred the Singed in the first place. Maybe it's a little bit stronger at the moment. I'm pretty shocked by this. The GS on that, well, I guess I shouldn't be. It's slightly stronger for now. Heimer's a bit better than Vex. And when we hit Vex 3, we can always just move it over, right? That's only 2 rounds away. We will, you know, have a remover at that point. So, hey, we've hit the Archangels. The board is looking a lot better. The QSS is looking beautiful here. And let's see what we're hitting Anomaly-wise. That one doesn't look very good. This one, The shielding one, okay. This is the one where it's like at start of combat and every 8 seconds do a shield. Or is that... It's either the shield or grow an HP one. I shouldn't want to look back, but I think that might be the one that grows your HP every round by 12%. Because I think the shield one might say shield 2 units, and I didn't see a 2 there. But whatever, it's a tank anomaly, and I mean, Jazlatte is chosen here, right? We decide to put these tank items onto Singed, and we decide to tank Anomaly the Singed. So it looks like Jazlatte still wants to play around Singed as the main tank in this comp. So that's really interesting. I mean, I still do think, like, I could see either way, but I really just went direction from somebody who absolutely stomped APAC's biggest tournament. We are going to get the free refreshes here, hoping that can find us a big Vex in the sky, and even bigger than that, a big Rel in the sky. Looking like trash garbage so far. Have not seen a single relevant unit. There is the Vex Trace, though, so that's going to help out a bit. Gonna sell these 2 Corkis that we found on actually off, and just gonna chill here on this board. Want to find the last tank item here. Gonna find a 2-star. Ooh, yeah, I mean, just send it to 0 here. Picks up the, wow, Malzahar here. Victor as well, but you can't play him, right? You can't play him on current level. Double Steadfast Heart, or, I mean, it's actually kind of interesting. Wow. Because, like, yes, you get double Steadfast here, but he actually values double Steadfast over any kind of heal cut here, because he could make Sunfire, but the problem is Sunfire is not a tank item. So he's just going for super DR Singed, which is kind of insane to me, but okay. Yeah, like, because he could have gone Sunfire here, but opted out of it. Interesting. All right, I mean, this is the spot, I guess. 34 HP. Jazlatte, really, I would say, in a pretty scary spot. We'd love to find this Rel 3, but at the same time, I don't know that it really makes sense to roll for it, because 1, we have a huge upgrade on 9, which is this Victor, and 2, it's a rel with 0 items. So, you know, if we hit rel 3, I mean, theoretically, we could pop singed items off, but I mean, I don't think we are at this point because we gave Singed the Anomaly. So yeah, it's just Singed all the way. And yeah, I mean, his ability still scales fantastically with just any kind of shield. Is going to take those Tank Buster there on the Rumble, which is very nice. So, you know, hitting that Rumble on 8 was also very, very pleasant, I would say. And yeah, I mean, finding these 5 costs on 8 was pretty good. And I mean, our HP is really ballooned here at this point. All it took was getting all of these items onto Renata, getting a triple item singed with a tank anomaly here. And I mean, maybe all of that just hitting perfectly and finding some 5 costs, maybe that's all it takes here. Because the singed is still looking quite tanky, man. You guys realize that this is a comp. This is after this comp was nerfed twice. Like, how did this comp even exist, man? I mean, but it's also so cool that people even found this comp. There is another Sentinel +1 there. Okay, well, we're not even gonna have a chance to get it, so I guess we're just gonna have to take a Gunblade here. Yeah, I mean, a third item onto Mal's, though. I guess the Sentinel emblem isn't that much of an item onto Mal's, but another item onto Mal's seems reasonable. Also, this is something important to note, that he's itemizing Mal's 1 here over the Vex 3. I think this makes perfect sense. I think, you know, if you go by gold value, Mal's 1 certainly shouldn't be stronger than Vex 3, but I mean, if you go by like vibes, I do feel like Mal's is just a better unit than Vex. You know, Vex does okay, and she does have Rublin as well, but Mal's is just, especially for these really long fights, I think he's just gonna do fantastic at just dotting everybody, burning them down, Gunblade healing up the rest of the board. Like, I'm actually curious, how much damage did Mal's do here? 5,000. Actually, if you looked at the damage, though, Vex dealt about 3k. I wonder if it is ever moved these items over, because Vex almost out-damaged him, and Vex is sitting with 0 items, and he's sitting there with 2 items. Obviously, we have the route of potentially finding a Mal's 2, but we don't have a Mal's 2 yet, and I mean, on level 8, we are pretty far away from finding a Mal's 2. So yeah, I mean, I think we're just continuing to chill on this board. The double Steadfast Gargoyle build is just the most damage reduction you've ever seen. I mean, I'm sure Jazlatte would prefer to just pick up a like a Warmogs here or something. He'd prefer something that scales these stats up a bit better, just because so much DR is kind of, it's not diminishing returns, but it is diminishing returns compared to, you know, something else that we could have here, like some more HP. Though, I mean, in many ways, shield is just HP, except different. So yeah, we pick up the Rel 3 here, and that is going to be what we're going to keep on this board. She's not going to receive items here, so yeah, we're just going to sit on this this Rel here for a while, pick up another Rumble upgrade, and we do just barely have enough gold to level up here. Can pick a item for the Rel up here, which is great. And yeah, ooh, yeah, like, once again, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? You'd prefer a lot of stuff, even just more resists, over the second Steadfast Heart. So boom, move the Steadfast off there, put the Bramble onto to Singed. I think this is very, very nice. We are fighting pretty scary board there. This is Heimer 2, and the big scary thing is Mal's 2. I wonder if our board's tanky enough to get, I mean, it's looking really scary. Oh my god. This Kasagod guy, man. This guy I've also I've VOD reviewed this player Kasagod before. I forget what their name was, but they had some kind of insane win rate, and they were, I forget. I have to find the VOD, but their name at the time wasn't Kasagod. It was something funny. It was like, I feel like it was like Dr. something, but not Dr. O, because that's a Korean player, but I don't think it was Dr. O. It was like Dr. Good TFT player or something like that. I don't know. If someone can go back and find that VOD, I don't know how someone will, because I don't think it actually says Kasagod anywhere in there. It's just that that Beppo actually reached out to me, noted TFT Twitter user and one tricker of comps, sometimes to a fault, sometimes genius mode, was like, oh, you know, I know this guy. This guy's name is Kasagod. And I was like, oh, thank you. So I guess a little bit of lore to Kasagod here was not enough to get him to a top 4, or, well, he did get a top 4. Not enough lore to get him to better than a top 4, but, you know, plot armor can't be everything. These fights are really scary at this point in the game, but I mean, the fact that we made it to, I mean, this is a top 2. I think you can be very, very pleased with this performance. There is another Visionary spat here, but I don't know that you really actually want it. He's just going to take, wow, I mean, that's still no heal cut, right? There was a Sunfire on that carousel, if I'm not crazy, but still just no value. Am I crazy? Is there like a secret heal cut on this board? Aside from Rumble, right? But Rumble is really not exactly what you want, a Rumble 1 being your only heal cut, but I mean, apparently, Mr. Jazlatte says that's enough. I mean, it's just I'm a little bit scared of that like echo heal and stuff like that, but I mean, I guess he says this board does so much burst damage. There is an argument to be made that who cares about heal cut when you're just blowing people up? Ooh, this is actually kind of a rough fight. I guess also, we didn't even really talk about it, but, you know, I was asking when Jazlatte would move out of the corner, and he did for a while, but now he's moved back into the corner. Also, wow, look at this swap here. Victor out for the Warwick here, just saying, I need the extra damage from the Warwick. Who cares about the CC? And yeah, he full clumps in the corner here. I wonder what the reasoning is. I'm trying to think. I mean, this kind of causes his board to spread out a bit more. Still, his main tanks stay in the front there, so that's nice. Also, here's where the QSS is huge, right? Denying stuff like Victor ult's really big. This is a close fight, but can we get through the rest of the board? Oh my god, I think he just barely can. And that is the dub for Jazlatte. I mean, this is just such a, I don't know, such a cool game. And like, you know, he high rolled some stuff, low rolled other stuff. Like building that QSS, I thought was a genius way to, one, just use his items, use his item economy very well, but then still go for the Archangel. But then the QSS was good in later fights. Just a masterclass from Jazlatte. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Metafy, my Twitch, everything else down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.